Hey Charlie, Aaron says he's loving the indicator and he says thanks for that. I just wanted to ask you something, please, mate, if you've got time, and if you don't, that's all good. Aaron and I are putting together the Market Cipher B course at the moment, and I'm actually using your indicator in the course to show people how to use it. And I'm basically showing them the time lapse of me using the indicator with my entries. Just so they can, get a handle on it, whether they're doing weekly wicks, daily wicks, 4-hour wicks. And Aaron was just saying that he would like to have it so that it's two separate entry strategies. Basically, like this indicator would be Dr. Slater's entry strategy, which it is, using the waves with the dots. And then he wants to have literally the identical indicator, but with his entry method, which is not the wave with the dots. And I'll show you why. It's because Aaron thinks that his method would be more beginner friendly, in the sense that people will literally get the alert that is the entry, whereas mine, and I don't care with mine because I think I'm good enough with risk management. I know that a regular divergence could happen even though that wasn't a regular divergence. I know that you could get like 1 or 2 tags before the real move happens, and I never got stopped out of this trade. Like, I got in at the right time and it was fine. But what Aaron was worried about is that some new people to trading might, be using tight stops. They might get stopped out once or twice and then catch the real move, and all of that. So I was just gonna ask you, like I say, mate, if you've got time. If not, that's all good. But let me show you what Aaron wants his entries to be. And as a separate indicator, like we want to have Kirsten's, like Dr. Slater's entry indicator and Aaron's entry indicator. So people who are happy with this, and I am, and you can see that there's a lot of people in the Discord who are using it and they are successful with it. So that's great. But with Aaron's method, and I might show you on the 30-minute because maybe it illustrates it a bit better. He doesn't want to, how can I say this? With mine, price has to close with a dot above the open, otherwise it's not valid. Basically, Aaron wants, if you're shorting and whatever time frame you're using for the entry, he just wants, as step 1, price to have closed above the open if you're shorting, or below the open if you're longing, but it doesn't have to stay above the open. Like with my entries, it has to stay above to confirm. That would just be step 1 for him. And then step 2, he wants to have 2 options which you can toggle from the front end. One option is, once price is closed above the open, you enter when there's a bearish cyst if you're shorting. So in this case, look, you would have gotten 1 false entry, price closed above, and when the cyst confirmed, price was under. So it still has to alert you, even though now it's under when it's confirmed. But then price is closed above the open again, you're starting to look for a bearish cyst. You can see that you get it over here. Even though when it confirms the candle is under the open, he still wants it to be an entry. And okay, look, in this case, you're still getting 1 false signal, but he thinks that people, especially beginners, will find it easier. And also in terms of automation, it's probably, his entry is the one that you can probably automate. Mine, you'd probably have to manage it a bit more. So you can see this one as well, right? Price has closed above the open, it's closed above. The first time you get the bearish cyst after that's happened, that's it. That is your only entry that you're getting. You get your 2R or whatever you're targeting. I mean, 2R is great. So he wants to have his entry like that, basically the same indicator, just using the cysts, which I can send you. It's open source code. Or he wants to have the option of, if they don't want to use the cyst, to use the gap. I think the gap doesn't confirm on the actual candle close, it confirms on the next candle, because you need that second candle to close to tell you that there was a gap. But again, basically with this move, that is the only one. So people would be entering like here. You know, this is going to help beginners or help people who are automating strategies. It's just one entry per higher time frame candle, and you still get your 2R, so that's great. And this one, I think it's more or less the same entry. It would be the close of this candle, the open of the blue candle, and you can either close the candle that's causing it or above, but I think you still get your 2R, and again it's just one entry. So yeah, that's what Aaron's entry strategy would be. It's not different to me in the sense that he is still catching the wick of a higher time frame candle. He's just catching it after all of the noise has occurred, basically after the turn has happened. He's catching it, you can see, slightly into the body of the candle. He's not actually catching the wick, whereas I'm happy with the indicator that you've coded for me, mate, and I really appreciate it because I've always wanted something like that. I'm happy to get in early and hope that it pushes and confirms, and if there's a regular divergence, I've just managed my stop to be safe. But Aaron just thinks that this would be really beginner friendly for people who, you know, you're just catching the move while it's running. There's basically hardly any drawdown, or there shouldn't be much drawdown at all. And just to help people along, or for people who want to automate the strategy, it's probably safer in terms of less stop outs if people are using ridiculously tight stops, but you know, that's their problem as well. So yeah, mate, just let me know. I'm going to send this through to you. I'll send it through to you in words as well if you're keen. I think, you know, both Aaron's entries and my entries are both good. It's much of a muchness. It's just about the individual, what they would prefer, and different people are at different stages in their trading journey, so I don't know what would be easier for people. I'm very happy with what you've done for me. Aaron thinks that this would be more helpful for beginners. So yeah, you let us know, mate. I mean, you'll compare them side by side after seeing this video, and you know, you can give your 2 cents. We really appreciate your input, mate. Thanks a lot.